Welcome back to Dreams She Never Had. I'm Will Glory. In the last episode, you saw me traveling to Dakar, managing my handbag manufacturing operation. But the one thing about me is I am always building something. And right now, I'm also building the Bakehouse. The Bakehouse is really an entrepreneurial learning platform where I just had these questions about how businesses are built. And I always think about how people always ask me how I started with Anima Iris, and I share that story. But now I'm also thinking like, well, how have other people done it? And oftentimes we can be really inspired by people who have built companies that have sold for $100 million, $1 billion, $2 billion. But sometimes you also just want to hear from people who are doing really, really well, but they aren't that far ahead. Like, you could catch up, but they're not that much further ahead of you. And hearing from them, like, well, what has really worked for them? If you were to start tomorrow, like, what do you need to know that is working for them right now? Kind of like masterclass, but for those that like are still very much so making it and have a lot to prove. Like, that is what the Bakehouse is. I've just been really excited and playing around with this concept of leveraging, baking to talk about how you build a product, how do you build a brand, how do you build a company. And one of the most fundamental things I think when building a business is also building a brand. So I'm meeting with my logo designer, my logo architect, whatever you want to call him, Scott. He did the logo mark for Anima Iris. He did the logo mark for Will Glory, the brand, right? And now he is doing the logo for the Bakehouse. I literally cannot get enough of him. One of the things I really loved that he did was incorporating floral aspects into the Bakehouse logo. I don't know how he did it, but it is so beautiful. It's so perfect. I'm really loving the smiley face because obviously it's based off my smile, but I'm also really loving seeing like the K and how it has that floral element. I don't know, something about just weaving my mom and her influence, or her name being Iris, a flower, into all of the different businesses I start and build and grow just feels like really special and important to me. And so we're very much so in the first stages of building out this logo and building out this brand and thinking through color and identity and how it's going to show up on our YouTube page, our Spotify, how it's going to show up on a website, on possible merch, all of the things. That is what Scott is helping me figure out.
Everything I do, I constantly am bringing my mom into it and keeping her legacy alive. And I love that it is floral and petally inspired, because we saw that we have that really is what formed the Anima Iris logo. That is now what has formed the Will Glory logo, and I would love for the Bakehouse to also form that as well.
After a long week of working and building and creating, all I want to do is just hang out with my friends and yap for hours on end. And so I'm having a sleepover with my friends. One of the things I love most about getting older is you realize just how important friendships are and how necessary they are to our existence. I used to pour so much into my company that I started neglecting my friendships, and it only leaves you feeling so empty. Like, you have all this success and no one to share it with. I think it's the Bible that says it, like, what is it to a man to gain the whole world and to lose your soul, to have no one to share it with? It's meaningless, honestly. One of my favorite things about New Jersey is that it's illegal to pump your own gas. And I always get my gas in New Jersey because I don't like to pump my gas. I am just a girl.
You go.
Thank you.
We take tips, phone numbers,
Oh,
Instagram, Snapchat.
I don't have anything for you, King.
You're beautiful as well.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
I think it was so diabolical for this man to ask me for money and also ask for my number in the same breath. Like, I think that's crazy. Men need to choose one. Are you a taker or are you a provider? Which one is it, sir? Please let me know. Because why would I hand you a tip for pumping gas for me and then also hand my number, even more precious than cash? Insane. So we're just gonna spend the weekend together, and I'm just really, really excited for just me and my friends to hang out. I just love them so much. The sleepover timing couldn't be more perfect because my topic of conversation that I will be bringing to our multi-hour yap session is about this new guy that I'm seeing. They always have really great opinions. My friends are just so smart. I mean, not even just smart as in like they are just like intelligent people. They're also just really book smart. Like, one of my friends is a lawyer. The other is getting his PhD in like a year. And there's literally like, let me see. I have 2 Ivy League degrees. Catherine has 3. Gabe has 3. 8 Ivy League degrees at that table. Or maybe it's 7. I think it's 7 Ivy League degrees in Stanford at that table. Let's see what they have to say about my dating life. No matter how successful I get, and no matter how many degrees I have, or how much my company makes, like my grandma always wants to know, when am I getting married? Because subsequently, what she's really trying to figure out is when I'm going to be giving her great-grandchildren. My sisters and I are the eldest of all of her grandchildren, so there is kind of a lot of pressure there. Honestly, I don't let her desires stress me out at all. We've been like back to back, like matching each other's energy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I like where this is going. I really feel like this could be my future partner. And I'm gonna tell my grandma. So I call my grandma, because every time I get on the phone with my grandma always asks me about a man. And so I call my grandma, I'm like, Grandma, I think I've met my husband. Why did she go, oh, thank God! Like, God, thank you! To be honest, I think every man is my future husband. And quite frankly, every man is my future husband until it is determined that he's not. I'm just a girl. Of course I'm gonna think you're my future husband. What? Especially if I like the way your last name sounds with mine. Yeah, run it. So now she's asking about him. I'm like, yeah, I've known him since, since Princeton. She'll say, oh, you guys went to college together? I'm like, yeah. She's like, is he Black American? I tell her, I'm like, he's not Black American. She's like, oh, is he white? So she was like, is he American? I was like, yeah, but he's American. She's like, oh, is he white? I'm like, he's not white. She's like, so at this point, she's like, what else? What else could he be? Yeah, she's like, what else is there? That is so funny. So I told her that she's Indian. She goes, I don't know much about Indian people. This is my first time dating outside of my race. It is a surprise to my family. It is a surprise to my friends. But baby, it is a surprise to me. I didn't see this coming at all. I honestly have never been checking for non-Black men. Wasn't really aware that non-Black men were checking for me, but I understand it. I mean, I'm gorgeous, come on. Duh. It was important to me that my grandmother knew that he wasn't Black, and I wanted to know her reaction to that, because it doesn't bother me. And I didn't know if it would bother her. It doesn't bother her at all that he's not Black. She is totally open to it. And, I'm telling her about him and what he does and how he's made me feel. And she's loving it so far. And then she goes, but take it easy. You don't want to feel like you're desperate.
I really love this conversation. And I like having it with you too.
Aww.
Lori really loves you.
I really love Lori too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna point that out. Like,
And you know who else really loves Lori? You know who else, quote, really loves Lori? You don't have the same family. Because why would he literally say in 2020, she doesn't know this book, I really love Lori. But I don't know, I've just kind of reached this point in my life where I realized like what truly matters is companionship with someone. And I guess right now I'm just trying to see like, does companionship can I actually be compatible with someone that's not the same race as me? I think I was always under the assumption that somebody being Black as well would make them more compatible with me because we have shared life experiences, shared goals, shared dreams, shared ambitions. But so far I've found compatibility. In the search for companionship, so far I have found compatibility with someone who has shared goals, ambitions, and dreams that I do, right? And they're not Black. Turns out that you can resonate with people that don't come from the same cultural or racial background as you. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I did not know, and honestly, if I had known I could find a connection so strong and so beautiful in the world of someone else that wasn't Black, I honestly would have started dating outside of my race a long time ago.
You need to have a conversation with him about race. Because this is a man with thoughts. Like, it's not like he has undeveloped thoughts. He has thoughts and you haven't heard them. Yeah. You should hear them.
You're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna be upset at you that you're not dating a Black man.
Oh my God, yeah. What I actually want for myself is not necessarily a completely Black family. I actually just want love for myself. I am more concerned with my children having a father that would never get up one day and decide that they don't love them than having a father who looks like them. Because my father was a lot like me and got up one day and decided that he no longer needs to take care of his children, and that hasn't done shit for me. I want a man that is going to stand by my side in everything that I ever want to accomplish in this life. My dad sucks. This is not even the episode to delve into that. I think we can honestly spend a lot of time talking about how my father has shaped the kind of men I want to be with. What I'll say is, in looking for the right partner, I am oftentimes looking for attributes, traits, characteristics that my father does not have. That's what the fuck I want, and that has nothing to do with race, and my loyalty to race has gotten me no fucking where. So sorry if I feel like in 10 days experiencing a man outside my race has made me feel something to the point that I called my grandmother to tell her about him. I've never done that before. And that's because not only is the way that he's been honest and transparent with me, and it's early, and all of the feedback that you've given is so real, but it's been 10 days. And on top of that, I feel like when it comes to my grandmother, I'm like, I know he's not Black. And I want to know if my grandma's okay with that. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, she wants the same thing for me that I want. At this point, it has been 10 days, so I will admit it has not been long, but I don't know. I think time is an illusion, right? You can form the same strength of a bond with someone in 10 days that you form in 10 weeks. It just depends on how often you're communicating with them and how intentional the conversations are. The conversations have been really intentional because I'm making sure that they're really intentional, and he wants to talk to me and he's interested in me, so he's making sure that he's intentional right back, and we're really matching each other's energies. And we've been leaving each other these really long voice notes. Our voice notes are 8 to 10 minutes long each, and so every day we're having a really intentional conversation about what we're looking for and what we want and the things that matter to us. And so far we've been on the same page, in the same chapter of the same book, and it's really beautiful. I'm excited to see where this goes. And it has nothing to do with race.
Well, it has a little bit, right? We can't ignore it.
We absolutely cannot ignore race. That is so true, and I know that. But I also am not harping on it as this make or break thing, because I don't think it is.
It's not. However, it's gonna come up for you in your own ways, right? I'm sure he probably will be supportive, right? Because he's going with the flow. I'm curious what's gonna happen when it comes up for him. when people are like, oh, you're dating a black woman,
Yeah.
right? Like, how is he gonna react? Is he gonna defend you? Is he gonna behave the way you want, right? That's kind of what I mean, right?
1,000%.
You only started looking at other men outside your race
10
for
days.
10 days.
Yeah.
Bitch, how many people have you probably passed these
No.
past 10 years that probably could have been suitable bachelors? You know what I mean?
1,000%.
You know what I mean? Like,
I love having friends who hold me accountable, who ground me in reality as much as we like to be delusional. I think be delusional about your career. Be delusional about your ambitions, but don't be delusional about love and dating. Like, root yourself in reality. Root yourself in how someone actually treats you. Don't be delusional about that. Keep in mind I majored in African American studies.
That's why I'm not gonna go to the death will.
Ooh. I literally understand these things. I'm just selectively choosing to ignore it.
I don't feel like you're selectively choosing to ignore it. I feel like you're just delaying it.
ooh.
I'm absolutely delaying it. You're right.
Why?
Why, Will?
I don't want it to be a big deal, and I think that I'm not dating someone who is. Well, we're not dating at all. Well, I guess we are. Depending on how you define dating.
You're not dating.
No, you're dating.
You're not dating.
Dating is a process of getting to know someone.
You are. Okay, I'll
So-
accept that definition.
Yeah, that's how I'm like. Depends on how you define it.
Yeah.
Whether it's like,
I'll accept
oh, you're the process. Okay. I think for me, it's because he's also a person of color. My experiences are not gonna be like so lost on you because you too are a person of color. Race obviously is really important, but it's not like the first question that I asked.
I don't think it should be the first question that you ask. I just think that it's obviously an important question. I think that you know it's an important question because I actually think that it's phenomenal that you're getting to know him as a person.
Yeah, I've been prioritizing that.
Yeah, you should. Well, guess what, bitch? It's time.
She's like, speed it up.
He's a person in
Speed it up.
society.
Society.
It's a society that we. He's a person in society. It's time.
Y'all are so funny.
No! And you know what? And you know what, Catherine? You are 1,000% right. We live in a society that cares more about race than clearly I fucking do. You know? And I think, and why I have avoided it, I mean, I didn't want it to matter. You and my grandma are on the same wavelength. Because here my grandma goes, does he know you're African?
I'm like, she has a point. Like, does he know?
Now, I think that was the best way my grandmother could try and have this exact conversation of race right here. Which is clearly he sees that you're black. That's nothing to hide. I'm not ambiguous in any way. I'm very clearly black. Does he know that you are African?
I heard her loud
and clear. So my grandma,
let's have
and
a
I are having the
conversation.
same conversation.
I want to know about his family.
Yeah.
I would want to know how important his family's opinion is to him, and like how he's like shaped his choices around that in the past.
Fascinating. I don't think I want to know that, honestly. That scares me.
Ken, you gotta stay over there. You need to go find that out immediately.
I am such a lover girl, and I know that, and I love to love, and I think that just also means I love really fast.
I'm not worried that he's going to disappoint you. I'm worried that you put this man somewhere, and no matter what he does, he's already earned that spot.
That is different. I'll get to that.
Wow.
Wow.
Because like it's been 10 days. How can he have possibly earned a spot in your home with your kids and his turn? Like, what the fuck?
That's so real! That's so real! That's real as fuck.
What? How are you birthing this man's children and entering into legal contracts with him?
Well, to be fair, when I phrased
Well,
the conversation, it was not like...
I'm not talking about this interaction with him.
But yes.
I'm talking about the end goal.
Yeah.
Because we want kids, we want the house, we want the...
I think that I have this like fairy tale love story of me and this person, like in my head, that may not even be real. Like it may not even be true. Like we could meet each other and realize like this isn't it. We could meet each other and realize like this is it. We could meet each other and realize this is it, and then later on realize that this isn't it. Like that that's just what dating is. But I feel like, you know, Catherine is right. Like I have kind of put this person on a pedestal. I have given them a spot that they haven't earned, you know, at the end of the aisle essentially, and I need to like either pull back on that or at the very least be so cautious about it to ensure that like as I approach getting to know this person, I'm not letting anything that is like actually a yellow or red flag like just kind of, you know, be swept under the rug because I had already decided that they're my husband. What's your analysis?
I don't think he's ready for you.
Wow! Whoa!
Listen, and I saw two photos.
God!
I saw two photos, okay?
Yeah.
This is me knowing that that man is hot.
Okay, that's relevant.
That being said, I think Catherine was, okay, I was gonna be a little stricter and be like, absolutely not. I think this is just gonna end in a disaster.
Wow.
I don't think, I think the sticker.
I'm glad we have this on camera. So
Right.
that at my wedding we can play it.
America.
And like, Gabe never believed in me. Fuck
America. The standards were, I got a text back and voice note.
Okay.
Okay. Like,
Okay. No, you know what? Let him finish. Yeah. Let him finish. Let Gabe finish. No, Gabe, finish. Finish.
we haven't had a first date. We haven't made out with him.
It
we
has
haven't been
a week.
vulnerable.
To be fair, it's been a week and a half, Gabe.
It's been a
But you
week.
did call your grandma.
But
You called the grandma.
I called my grandma because I feel like what is happening is just something I simply
And
just
he's
haven't
calling you out
experienced.
for having those feelings without meeting this man in person.
And that's fair. And that's fair to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But I don't think it's fair to be like he's not the one because of
Exactly, I
XYZ
do agree with
when
that.
it's been 8 days. How long? It's been 10 days that we are into this new year. And
It's a happy new year, babe!
I just want to record for the record, Will Glory, if you're seeing this, and it is in relation to the man that you are marrying per our conversation
God.
on January 10th, 2025. I still want to be invited to the wedding. I'd like to be a
You'll always be-
bridesmaid.
Even if you're a denier. you'll always be.
I always had faith in you. I never doubted you. I was
Even
always
though
a
the
believer.
proof- no, stand
I'm gonna
on it,
stop
babe.
this.
Stand on it.
Wow, this is crazy.
I support you because he was not doubting Will Glory. He said this man needs to prove himself. It's been 9 days.
It's 9 days.
And that's exactly what men should do is prove themselves.
Right.
So.
Get home, 'cause I can't sleep without you, baby. With anybody.
After just the most beautiful wine-filled weekend with my friends, I am heading back to New York, and the first thing I have to do is shoot images for our new handbags, the Zaya Long and our Limbe tote bags that just arrived from Dakar. Take some lifestyle images today. We're gonna shoot it in our new office, which is a new space. The plan is for myself and my photographer to head over to my office, and we're going to drive there with all of the bags and we're going to shoot it. Come to find out, my car has been towed. I came to get my car, now my car has been towed. I'm looking at my motherfucking car. Why is this shit half a mile away from me? It's not funny, but this is real life. We're just gonna Uber to my office, and then I will handle this car towing situation another day. Uber is pulling up and up. Yo, New York is so crazy like that. This shit actually does not faze me. My car has been fucking towed, and I'm just here like, oh fucking well. Wait. I'm supposed to go to the retreat tomorrow. How the fuck am I gonna get there? Okay, our car is here. My car being towed and me still having to do this shoot is truly representative and emblematic of what it means to be an entrepreneur. When life will give you lemons and maybe you are forced to make lemonade because that is what entrepreneurs do. I still have to get this shoot done. The thing about entrepreneurship is that your life is happening, but you're also working with other people's lives who are happening, right? So like, I can't just be like, oh, Jorge, like my car was towed, that just ruined my day, let's cancel the shoot. Like, no, Jorge to come down from, you know, where he lives, make time to shoot me today, probably left other jobs because, you know, I'm so last minute with everything anyway, so I hit him up so last minute to shoot these bags because they just arrived. Like, I have to show up. But you can't see the pictures and it gives, oh yeah, you could tell her car was towed that day. Like, no one fucking cares that your car was towed. You have to still show up. You still have to serve model face, and you have to pretend like life isn't happening. This is real fucking life. My car got towed. The party doesn't stop. We have some bags in here that we're gonna shoot today. Listen, that's the entrepreneurial life, okay? No, like, that's an entrepreneur, yeah. Don't let nothing cause her fucking crash out. I still gotta get these photos done. I can't look angry in them. So, just still gotta get this shit done. I know people are like, why do you even have a car? You live in New York. Well, my mom bought that car for me. One day when she woke up and she was like, Willow, do you wanna like go buy a new car with me today? And I was like, okay. So we went to the dealership and she was just asking me like, you know, what kind of car do you think I should get? Do you like this car shape and model? What color would you get? And I was like, well, I wouldn't do white. I love white, but I feel like it gets so dirty. And I was like, oh, black is so boring. Like, I was like, I love this gray color. And so by the time my mom is like paying for the car, she turns to me, she's like, well, this car is actually for you. And it was like so shocking. At this point, I think I was in Princeton, and it was like my sophomore year, and so my mom had the car sometimes like when I was gone, but when she passed, she left the car for me in her will, and it's just a car that's carried me through so many different stages in my life. I take that car with me everywhere.
Sitting on the floor.
Wait, Vision, bags all over the floor.
Yeah.
And then you get it from the top.
Yeah.
I am really happy with how the shoot went. It went really well. I look incredible. Body is T, face is T. You would have never known that my car was towed. And I'm really happy that I was able to just pull it together and kind of separate my frustrations from reality, which reality is my frustrations. Also the reality that, you know, my team needs these images, my business needs these images, my business needs me to, you know, get it together and make it all happen. And I'm really glad that we got the shots that we needed. I think they turned out great. I mean, you let me know. What do you think? We ate so hard. The photos look fucking incredible. Like, I don't know. The NYPD might need to tell my shit more often because I ate like $115 to NYPD was due and I needed that money. So I'm excited. I think the photos look amazing. What do you think, Jorge? What do you think?
I love it.
Love it? I am a builder, I am a creator, and this year I'm leaning into that. Starting the bake house, I didn't see that coming. That was unexpected for me, and it was something that, it was an idea that was placed into my heart in December, and I've just run with it ever since. In love, well, that was also really unexpected too. When I first started talking to this new guy, like, I remember him being so flirty with me on IG DMs, and I was like, no. Yet here I am, deeply connected to someone in ways that I honestly never could have imagined. And of course, the unexpected isn't always profound. It's also chaos. Like realizing that my car had been towed for a week and I didn't even know it. But even in the chaos, I have to keep moving. I have to figure it out. Whether it's business, life, or love itself, I'm starting to learn that nothing goes exactly as planned. And perhaps that's the best part of it all. I'll see you next time on episode 3 of Dreams She Never Had.
On next week's episode, I take you to the ranch in upstate New York where I am doing a full body retreat, cleansing my body, my soul, my spirit, and really figuring out exactly what I want from this new year and the best way to go about it for myself. If you're loving Dreams She Never Had, the best way to support to keep it going is to like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend who will also love this series too.